Hello. So for my review the review, I decided to do Steven Crowder's talk show review of Taylor Swift's music video, The Man. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's like a couple minutes, and that's probably the best visual representation I could think of is just watching the video because it's not too long. But kind of to sum it up, Taylor Swift dresses up as a man and she walks through an office, tears up papers. She's on a boat. There's lots of girls, lots of different scenes. The stereotypical, business, powerful office man. She portrays that character. If you don't know who Steven Crowder is, he's an American-Canadian talk show host, and he also is very open about being a conservative, and he also is a comedian, which is important. But he does not like a single thing about Taylor Swift's music video. He says that it unrealistically represents men, and it also shames them. In addition, he also makes a lot of, I would say, insensitive jokes about sexuality in general, but also the struggles that women face, in society. So, subject and angle, it's significant to a bigger picture because it shows what, the repercussions can be when women create art or speak out against these stereotypes that the men have where they're powerful, but also the video shows the stereotypes of what women play in the music videos, which is just objects. So it just shows, what can happen when art is not created for the male gaze. And it also blurs the line between art and politics, which I think is interesting. Methodology, so this is the work in progress part, but I feel obviously there's two separate aspects to this. There's the responding to to respond to what Crowder says first. I think you have to have an idea of what Taylor Swift is really trying to get across in the music video, which parts were exaggerated on purpose and which parts actually realistically depict some issues. Because I think there's both parts. And then there's trying to give Crowder, the benefit of the doubt, I would say, because there are some things, he says a lot, he talks very fast, but there are some things he says that I think might hold some, significance, but it's at least worth looking into, so I'll try to give him, the benefit of the doubt there. So obstacles, it's political, which means it's, Crowder really, really makes it, I think, a political issue in the review. Not only that, but he's a smart guy. Like I said, he talks really fast. I know, being a political science major, I know of several old classmates at Wayne that listen to Steven Crowder, and they listen to him religiously and just rely on everything he says, which is terrifying, but also worth taking a look at. Who is this guy? Like I said, he's a smart guy, and he also has a lot of practice and a lot of experience with this kind of aggressive talking, aggressively reviewing things. So he knows what he's doing, but I would say what he's doing really plays into that trope we talked about in class, especially where he calls himself a comedian, where it's oh, you just don't get it, you just don't understand. He definitely plays into this, and I want to dig into it more, but that's probably the biggest obstacle, is that, he's a smart commentator, but he's a comedian, so, origins. So I was interested in this because, excuse me, I like politics, and I also, like I said before, I want to be a lawyer, an intellectual property lawyer, and so I think it's really important for me to understand the significance of the work that I put my time into, the art. How am I trying to say this? If I work on something and it becomes, say a music video, because I hopefully will be working on the production of, art and stuff, copyright and whatnot. So I need to understand, the significance of the art that I help push forward and put out into the world, before I even, put my time into it. So, if that makes sense, pretty much just to be more aware of the messages I'm helping spread. So, yes, I don't know that I have any, questions right now. probably just, do you have any advice on how to, like, how to gracefully, like, respond to somebody whose commentary is so aggressive? And I mean, I think that's difficult. I don't think I have any other questions right now, but I would love some advice because I'm still working on it. So thank you so much. And yeah.